is up, everybody? Welcome back to part 2 of the 2022 DCL wish list. Today we're going to be covering new tunes, and they're going to be popped up into the box this side of me here. And as I go through them, and these aren't in any particular order of who I want. They're just in an order. You know, there's nothing particular about the way that I have them set out or anything. And we're gonna jump right into this. This should be a shorter video, and the skins one is gonna be a lot like this. Now, the biggest video is gonna be the one coming in week 4, which will be the update wish list, because some stuff that might even be from other games, I might get some of the footage from those games and bring them in and show you guys what I'm talking about there. So, without further ado, let's jump right into the list. And number 1, not in any order, but my first one here is going to be Emmaco Queen Red Arrow. This is the sister of Green Arrow, of Oliver Queen. Kind of a more recent thing, but she's the daughter of Shadow and Oliver's father. So that I just would like to see a little bit more Green Arrow representation in the game with some of the characters. And so she definitely falls on my list, as well as, in that same vein, Dearden Speedy, who was, she's, you know, she's not the first Speedy, because obviously Roy was the first Speedy, but I think she's Speedy 2. I don't know a crazy amount about her, but I know she's been somebody I've always been interested in, because she's kind of in the background of the Green Arrow mythos every time I've engaged with it. So I'd really like to see her brought in some way. And then just mowing right through the list already, Plastic Man. Plastic Man, I think, is so needed. So needed. Now, if I want to talk a little bit about what I think their kits might look like, let me back up for a minute, go back to Emmaco. With her, I expect just straight up kind of the same way Green Arrow works. And same thing with Mia. Maybe do a little more Trick Arrow type stuff with them would be pretty cool. I don't know too much about their characters to go, and this is the way that they should work, right? So I would just like to see them brought into the game. And then Plastic Man. Plastic Man, obviously, I see a lot of AoE potential, as well as sort of morphing type ability, you know? I could see him very easily doing like something with awareness. I see awareness in his kit. What else can I see in his kit? Retaliations, possibly, because like kind of a bounce back or something. I think they could come up with something pretty interesting, and he's been wanted for a long time. He's got to be coming this year. There's no way they're not bringing Plastic Man this year. Coming down further into the list, finally we're going to get to a Bat character. Or actually, sorry, no. I was looking ahead on the list. My bad. Metamorpho is the next one. I just think it'd be interesting to see him in the game. And he could do something. He could do a lot of chemical stuff. He could do like he could be a new disease toon. We haven't done a new disease toon in quite a while. He could do some interesting stuff with disease, and possibly do some debuff purging. You know, like just making. He could do something specifically where it's like he can do something to disease on your team to counter it. You know, there's different ways you could really mess with him. Now, on to the first Bat character on the list, Firefly. And I'm thinking Garfield Lens. And I think it would just be interesting to bring him in. I think they could do something really cool with his art and everything. And then if we're going the same vein as the way Heatwave works, I guess he would be a bleed character. I would hope, though, because of it being a suit and everything, he would be a green rather than a red. And I think he could be really interesting to be brought into the game. And just another Bat villain that gets brought in. You know, one that's not typically, you know, all over the place as far as Batman. Okay, Next on the list, Arkham Knight. And I know everybody's going to go, oh, you mean Red Hood? No. I'm talking the new Arkham Knight. I don't know too much about her. I think it's Astrid Arkham, right? Again, I've wanted Arkham Knight as a skin for a long time, and now there's potential to bring Arkham Knight in as another character. And so it'd be pretty interesting. And Arkham Knight, as far as I've seen in the comics, actually does a lot more like using a sword and stuff like that. So that would be really interesting. And then Prometheus. Prometheus, I think, has the potential to be an interesting, like, remember what we all thought Amazo was gonna be? You could kind of do that with Prometheus in a way. He wouldn't be able to copy powers, but anything physical anybody does, like, I mean, you can't do like an exactly, like, he can't just mimic abilities, because that would be overpowered. But I could see him very much doing sort of like a similar thing to Deathstroke, where he would do some awarenesses and stuff. I could see him definitely being like, think Deathstroke, but with retaliation, is what I'm thinking. Next on the list, another Arrow character, Conor Hawk. This is the son of Green Arrow, and I think it'd be awesome just to get him in here. And I know it's a lot of archers, and they're pretty much all going to do the same thing, but you can do some pretty interesting stuff and make them all gel pretty well together. Now, this one is going to be one that people are going to be like, who is that? Now, I can't recall personally right now what her like civilian ID is, but Silver Swan, I think, would be a pretty interesting Wonder Woman villain to bring in here. We haven't had, I think Dr. Poison was our newest Wonder Woman villain in a while. Oh, no. Artemis isn't a villain. And we got Nubia and Yara. We haven't had a Wonder Woman villain in a while, so Silver Swan coming in would be pretty cool. I could just, again, I don't really know what to do with her abilities. I'm not good at coming up with kits, and I can't really place where I would think like what she could do. I guess she could do like an empowered strength up type thing. I can see that. She would be a strength-based character, I think. And then number 10, I would really like to get Duke Thomas in the game, as the Signal, not as We Are Robin or whatever, but as the Signal would be great. And I think it would just round out the Bat family, getting him in there. I know we're still missing a few, but it would really round out like the core Bat family that's in the books right now. And it could be a Bat family, another Bat family member that is green because he has powers, you know. So that's all I really have on him. Like, I would really like another green Bat family character. So that's why I want him brought in. I think he's coming. I don't think he's like not on their list. I just don't know where he's at on their list. There's some of these characters that they're probably not on the list. I doubt Prometheus is. I doubt Arkham Knight is. I doubt Silver Swan. And I think we would get Conor Hawk before we get Emmaco or Mia. And then Metamorpho I don't think is on the list either. I think Plastic Man for sure is. I think Firefly is probably somewhere on a list. I don't know how high up. And then I think Conor Hawk and Duke Thomas are both on a list, but everybody else on my list I think is pretty much not on their list. But I'm hoping they bring them in. But yeah, so that's actually going to do it for this episode. I know it's a shorter episode than the rework one because I had more to go over in the reworks and we were in the game and stuff, but this one's just what new tunes do I want, right? And so we're going to go over skins next week. But yeah, thank you all for coming and watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.